Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing good. I wish you great health and success. So, in my previous video, I gave you all a handful of tips that you can use to become more confident in English. But what will you do of those tips if you are not even aware of the aspects of language that you are lacking in and in general are having a negative impact on your confidence? So in that very context, I present to you 5 reasons why someone lacks confidence in English. There are many more reasons apart from these 5 that I'll be covering in the upcoming videos. But for the sake of this one, let's go with these 5. So if you even feel that you sometimes or mostly lack confidence when you speak in English, there's a high chance that you might be doing one or more of these things without actually realizing it. So with that, let's not waste any more time and let's dive into the video. Reason number 1, not having enough vocabulary. Vocabulary, that is the words that you choose. It actually represents one of the most critical skills necessary for learning a foreign language. And vocabulary is actually the basis for the development of the other required skills that follow. You know, your reading comprehension, listening comprehension, speaking, writing, spelling, and even pronunciation for that matter. And that is why having a good enough vocabulary enables you to create great sentences in both formal as well as informal scenarios. And that is, my friend, where the actual confidence lies. You know, being able to connect with someone and understand their words and then coming up with an apt reply with the most suitable ones from your side. I mean, how great is that feeling? But now you ask, okay Anand, tell us how we can actually improve our vocabulary. Simple tips. Read more, listen more, have more conversations with people, and pay close attention to the words that are being used. And there is a high chance that you will find some or the other word that you have never heard of. So just write it down and find out its meaning and just think about the scenarios that you can use that word in. Practice it for a couple of times and you are good to go, my friend. Reason number 2, not being fluent enough in the language. So has it ever happened with you that you're having a conversation with someone and the person is so fluent in his or her sentences that you kind of feel attracted towards them? But then at the same time, since you are not being able to keep up with the pace of the conversation, you actually feel a little bit embarrassed and you hold yourself from putting in your inputs. It happens a lot, I understand. And see, this is why fluency is such an important skill when it comes to dominating a conversation. So if I have to define fluency for you, then fluency is the flow or the efficiency with which you express your ideas, especially while speaking. And that is the prominent reason why fluency can be such a big time confidence killer if you're not great with it. You know, it can place you in so much of socially awkward situations, and that is not a great feeling to be in. So to spare yourself from that, please do work on your fluency skills. Now, how do you work on that? For that, you have the previous video that I gave you on this channel. So I'll link it in the description and somewhere here in the cards as well. So do go check it out. The first 3 the tips are actually golden for you to improve with your fluency. Reason number 3, you speak too fast or unclear words. That is inaccuracy. See, accuracy demonstrates your ability to use necessary vocabulary, grammar, or punctuation correctly, such as verb forms, articles, prepositions, adjectives, adverbs, and the list just keeps on going. Also, it is an absolute must in a workplace, wherein an email or a report, if riddled with grammar and punctuation mistakes, can look very unprofessional. But that all is the written aspect of it. When I talk about spoken English, inaccuracy comes when someone tries to speak too fast or they speak a lot of unclear words, right? See, I agree that we all want to progress and we want to progress fast. But in doing so, people end up developing this habit of speaking words again and again, and that too very unclear, which actually does two things. Number one, it creates a bad impression on a person who is at the receiving end of the conversation. And secondly, the person develops such a bad habit of repeating words that it affects their self-confidence and can often subject them to embarrassments as well. So, slow down. There is no need to rush. Keep your pace very normal and try to form beautiful, meaningful sentences. It will be a great confidence booster for you, trust me. Reason number 4, you have pronunciation issues. Pronunciation as an aspect of language is oftentimes overlooked. Even when you speak only one word incorrectly, people will think that they have understood you and therefore they won't ask for clarification. But this could lead to some very serious miscommunications. By knowing the sounds of the words that you speak, others can understand what you're trying to say to them very effectively. Also, if you are good with grammar and you know a lot of different words, then working on your pronunciation skills can help others hear and understand you even more clearly. So to conclude, if you can communicate more effectively, then it will eventually boost your confidence in the use of the language. So now you ask that, Ananya, how can we actually improve our pronunciation skills? So for that, my friends, you will have to stay tuned. Very soon I'll be coming up with a video on pronunciation especially, and we'll talk in length in that. But for the time being, if you feel that you are mispronouncing the words that you use on a daily basis, I would suggest you to Google those words, okay? Google now gives you a microphone option right beneath the word that you have searched for. Just press it and Google will pronounce the word for you, alright? So make it a habit every time you come across a new word, just learn how to pronounce it more clearly. This will give you an edge over the use of your language. And finally, reason number 5, you are not well prepared in advance. So you see, in every aspect of life, preparation is an absolute no-brainer. In sports and games, education, examination, interviews, meetings, social events, businesses, etc. Being prepared in advance gives you an edge over the others. You lacking in that can really prove devastating for you at times. So, by being prepared in advance, you have a crystal clear idea of what and what not has to be done in a scenario that you are most certainly going to be a part of. You will be more confident in approaching people if you have studied the scenario already, if you have a context of what that social gathering is all about. And I'll suggest you to equip yourself with some words, some phrases, some sentences or slangs that are commonly used in that social gathering that people will relate and connect to. This will give you an absolute great head start over the others and will increase your confidence many folds. So always prepare in advance for the scenarios that you're most certainly gonna be a part of. So with that, I conclude this video for you all. I hope it was worthwhile your time. I'll be making individual videos on all of the topics that we have talked about today, and we'll go in depth and make you guys aware of the do's and don'ts that surround them. Also, I'll be coming up with a mini video series on pronunciation very soon that's hopefully gonna tackle all your pronunciation related problems. So stay tuned for that as well. And with that, I conclude this video. Stay tuned for the updates, stay tuned for what's gonna come, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Please stay safe, take good care of yourself. Bye bye. Cheers.